So there are two main ways to enter in products into our Leap application. Today we're going to look at the Excel method. So I'll show you just a way to enter in products quick and easy, a little bit less clunky than the website method. So first, we're in our price guide here. So we just click on price guide, make sure we're in our Office 1, our products are appearing. We'll click the export price guide button, which will then send an email to our account email that has been set up through Leap. And what we'll do is we'll then open that. And here we can see all of the products that have been entered prior. So what I'm going to do for this, I'm just going to hide these. We don't necessarily need to worry about those right now. What matters is our first two rows right here. Row A, our first row is going to be the ID. What goes in here is an ID number. If something has been entered and the website has verified that and it knows it's there, it's going to produce a ID number when it goes into the Excel file. Anything that is being typed or added into the Excel file should not have an ID number. So anything I decide to add right now in these blank lines should not have an ID number. Next is column B. We have M for measure sheet item and P for price guide option. So our two rows here just show the different values that need to be entered into each row. So for an M row, we always need to start with an M row, a measure sheet item, which is a blue line in the website. So first we'll enter M in here. We'll enter our category, which should be the general product that you're going to sell. Let's call this windows, or you can call it roofing, siding, gutters, all that. Subcategory, which especially for windows will be used. We can call this our type of windows. We'll just say double hung. Drill downs, or if you would like to break it down further. I can't think of any reason why we need that for windows right now, but that may come up for your business. Name of the window. Normally for windows, we'll just call that UI brackets. So we'll call this one just simple 0 to 101 UI. Note, if you want to add a little note, you can do that for your reps when they're looking through the price guide. And then the measurement type in an M line, you have to make sure make sure there's a measurement type in there. Just remind the rep what quantity they're actually putting in here. Then at the end, we have an on-off switch. This would be, especially if you have, say, a permit or a fee, you want to put yes in here. That allows you to then flip a switch on or off. That product is either present or not present. In this case, we don't want that on-off switch. We're going to put no, because they could have any value of windows. The on-off switch only allows for the value to be 0 or 1. But if we have no, that'll allow you to type in the value that you need for that item. That is an M row. You want to make sure it has a category, if you need a subcategory, a name, measurement type, and indicate in the on-off switch whether you need one or not. Next, we'll take a look at the P lines. You can see here we have the brand. So if an item has a particular brand associated with it and you sell multiple brands of a window, in this case, you might want to put in the brand in here. We'll call this brand 1. If we had another P line, we'd call it brand 2, just so we can tell them apart. And then in here is the actual name of the window line. So we'll call this line 1. And then for brand 2, we'll also call this line 1 for brand 2. And here's where we put the price. Let's just say it's $50 for brand 1 and $100 for brand 2. You don't need any dollar sign in here. The sheet already knows it is a dollar amount, so when it goes back into the system, it will plug in correctly. And then we'll go down here and just for the exercise, we'll call this brand 1, line 2, and again, brand 2, line 2. And that is how you enter products into the Excel sheet here. Obviously, you want to make sure these have a price here so it doesn't come in blanked out. Now, if we already had items in the system and we want to delete them, so let's say these were already in the system, they have ID numbers in here, and we would no longer want them in the system. All we would have to do is type M, M-del. Just leave it like this, and when we import it back into the system reads the ID number, it reads column B, it says, okay, this item needs to be deleted, and then it will delete that line from the system. If we were to just say right-click and delete this cell, what would happen is when it gets imported back into the system would say there's an ID number missing. Where is that ID number? And it's going to give you an error. So whenever if a line item has an ID number and you would like to delete it, all you got to do is put M-del. Now, if we were adding this on the Excel method like I did here and we wanted to delete them, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just delete the information out. That's not a big deal. But if it has an ID number, make sure you're putting that M or P-del. Now let me unhide all of those items. All right. And then when you're finished, all you have to do is save this file. And when we go back into the Leap website, you'll go and click Import Price Guide instead of Export, and then Submit. Now, once we've reached this point, you do need to be careful. Just make sure you're staying on the Price Guide page until the items have been imported. Now, you will be getting an email when that has been completed. Some of us here just like to hit the refresh button until you see all of your items appear, then you know you're ready to go. And those are the simple basics of entering in price guide items into the Excel method.